You know what makes me laugh? These young nurses come in here every morning, and they talk to me like I'm made of glass. Real soft voices, careful eyes. Like if they say something wrong, I'm going to fall apart right there in the bed. And I want to tell them, sweetheart, I have been through things that would have knocked you flat. I am not glass. I never was. My name is Loretta Jean Calloway, born 1931 in Mississippi, not in a hospital, in a farmhouse, in the middle of the night, with my grandmother holding a lamp and my mama doing all the hard work herself. That's how I came into this world. No machines, no doctors, just women who knew what to do and did it. I've been breathing this air for 94 years since that night. And yeah, I know what you want to ask. Go on and ask it. No, I'm not afraid. And I don't mean that the way people mean it when they want to sound brave. I mean it the way I mean most things now. Just straight. No decoration. I am not afraid of dying. The same way I'm not afraid of taking my shoes off after a long day. My feet are tired. These shoes have been on for 94 years. Some evenings I sit right by this window and I think, Lord, isn't it about time? And he says, not yet. So I stay. But I'm not afraid of the when. Let me tell you where I came from first, because it matters. I was the fifth of 7 kids. My daddy worked tobacco fields. My mama cleaned other people's houses. Came home every night, smelling like their soap and their dinner. And she never once complained. Not once. We were poor in a way that people today use the word, but don't quite mean. Poor like one pair of church shoes between 3 sisters, and we took turns. Poor like some winters the wind came straight through the walls, and we all piled into one bed just to stay warm. But I want you to hear me when I say this. We were not unhappy. We were alive. And there is a difference between those two things that took me a long time to really understand. I fell in love for the first time at 16. Boy named Thomas. Had the most ridiculous laugh, like a screen door that needed fixing. I didn't marry Thomas. I married Clarence. And Clarence was the kind of man who noticed what needed to be done and just did it. Didn't announce it. Didn't want credit. He'd fix the fence, fix the leaking pipe, and somewhere along the way, he fixed things in me I hadn't even told him were broken. We were married 51 years. You think about that number. 51 years with one person. I knew how he breathed, when he was pretending to sleep. I knew which coffee mug he'd reach for on hard mornings. I knew when he went quiet at dinner, it meant something was heavy on him. I knew that man, the way you know a song that's lived inside you so long you can't remember learning it. He died in 2007. Heart attack. Fast. People say fast is a mercy, and I believe them. I do. But mercy and easy are not the same thing. I stood in that kitchen for a long time after, holding 2 cups of coffee, just standing there. Here's what nobody tells you about living long. You don't collect happiness. You collect loss. One by one, the people go. My sister Ruth, my brother Calvin, my best friend Dottie. Lord, that woman made a sweet potato pie that should have been illegal. Gone. And my son Marcus, 2019, 63 years old. I'm not going to say much about Marcus because even now it does something to my chest I can't describe. You're not supposed to bury your child. There is no way to make that right or make sense of it. I did it anyway because you do. You do the thing you can't do because there is no other choice. And I am still here. People wonder how you survive something like that. I'll tell you how. Barely. And then somehow, all the way. You get up in the morning because the morning comes whether you're ready or not. You button yourself up and you walk through the day. And slowly, not fast, not in a straight line, but slowly, the grief changes shape. It doesn't leave. It just stops being so sharp and starts being more like weight, something you carry, something that becomes part of how you move. Marcus is everywhere now. He's in the evening sky when it goes that particular gold color. He's in my granddaughter's eyes. She has his exact eyes, and sometimes she looks at me, and I have to turn away because it's too much, and also exactly what I need. He didn't go nowhere empty. He went into me. That's where they all go, the ones we lose, into us. Now let me tell you about time, because I think you need to hear this. When you're in the middle of your life, you think time belongs to you. You think you manage it, control it, decide what to do with it. I thought that too. I was always going to take that trip, always going to call my cousin Vernell back, always. And then one day Vernell was gone, and the call I owed her became something I carry in my chest on the left side, shaped like a conversation that never happened. Standing where I stand now, I can see the whole road, all of it, every hill I climbed, every place I stopped too long or left too soon, every fork where I went one way and wondered later what was down the other. And from here, I want to be real with you. Most of what I was worried about doesn't even show up on the road. The arguments, the pride, the years I spent anxious about money or what people thought. You can barely see them from here, tiny, small as dust. You know what shows up big? The people. Always just the people. The ordinary Tuesday on the porch with someone you love. Not going anywhere. Not doing anything special. Just sitting in the evening air while it cools. That was always the good part. Every time. The whole time. I just didn't always know it while I was in it. I want to talk about fear for a minute. Real fear. Because I don't want you thinking I've lived some charmed life where nothing got me. When Marcus got sick, I was more afraid than I have ever been. More afraid than anything in my childhood. More afraid than any hard year I lived through with Clarence. There is a fear that doesn't have a bottom to it when your child is in pain and you cannot reach in and fix it. I prayed desperate, ugly prayers. I told God things I'm not proud of. I shook my fist at the ceiling more than once. He listened. He just said no, and I survived the no. Not because I'm strong. Not because of anything special about me. I survived it because mornings kept coming. And eventually you get up because you get up. That's the whole secret of surviving hard things. You get up. And then you get up again. And somewhere in all that getting up, you find you're still here. Here's what I want to say about dying, from where I sit right now. It's not dramatic. That surprised me, honestly. There's no big moment where you decide you're at peace with it. It just slowly gets quieter. The fear just fades out. Like a radio station you're driving away from. You don't choose to stop being scared. You just wake up one morning and it's gone soft. Replaced by something that feels more like readiness. I'm not in a rush. Let me be clear about that. I'm not sitting here waiting for it. But I'm not running from it either. My body is tired in the way that a long, good day makes you tired. Not sad, not broken, just done. I have used this body. I have worked it and danced in it and cried in it and held people I loved in it. And it has carried me further than I ever deserved. It's winding down now. And that's okay. That's just what honest things do. And you know what I feel more than anything else? Gratitude. Every line on this face is a year I got to be here. Every stiff joint in these hands is a record of something I did, something I made, someone I touched. That's not tragedy. That's evidence. Evidence of a life that was really lived. Now here is the part I need you to sit with. You're waiting for something. I can almost guarantee it. The right time, the right circumstances, the right version of yourself that finally has it together enough to do the thing you keep meaning to do. I know because I did it too. I waited to forgive my mother for things from when I was young. I waited and she got sick and I almost waited too long. I got there. We had the conversation. I got there in time by the thinnest margin. But I almost lost it to stubbornness, to pride, to thinking there was more time than there was. There is never as much time as you think. So say the thing. Say it today. Not when it's comfortable or convenient, or when you've figured out the perfect way to say it. Just say it. Call the person. Not this weekend. Tonight. Take the trip you've been talking about since before the pandemic. Wear the dress that's been hanging in your closet because you're saving it for something special. Today is something special. You're breathing. The people you love are still here. That is the special occasion. And the fear of dying, the way to work on that isn't to think about death less. It's to get further into your life, all the way in, messy, fully, without keeping yourself half removed from it because you're scared something will hurt. Something will hurt. That's part of it. Let it. A heart that's been broken is just a heart that loves something real. And that is the only kind worth having. I need to rest now. Talking takes the wind out of me in a way it never used to. But before I go, when you hear that Loretta Jean Calloway has passed on, and that day is coming, I don't know when, but it's coming. I don't want anybody sitting around being sad for me. I want you to sit somewhere quiet and think of one thing you've been putting off. One phone call. One trip. One hard conversation. One dream you've been keeping in a box because the timing isn't right. And I want you to go do it. That's the only way I want to live on, in the unlived things that you finally decide to live. Now go on. Stop tipping around like you got forever. You don't. None of us do. And that's the whole point.